So perhaps you have seen these Merlin Trials scattered across the world of Hogwarts Legacy. And you're probably wondering, well, how do I complete all the different ones? How many are there? What do they do? And how many different ones really are there? How do you complete those different challenges? Well, I'm going to show you guys all of that here in this video. So if you guys do enjoy this one, be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more, and all that good stuff. Now, first things first, how do you first unlock them? Well, initially, when you first unlock them, you get it through these stories. So when you're kind of playing through the story, eventually you're going to come through a section and you're going to automatically get to it. It's very early in the game, and then eventually you can see them scattered across the map, and they're going to look like little kind of I guess feathers or something like that, little leaves rather, if you will. And you can see that you're going to need something to initiate them. They're called Mallowsweet leaves. Now these you can actually purchase very easily, and I'll show you guys in just a second how to do that. But first things first, why should you be doing these? Well, there's a very, very good reason. Now, if you go to your inventory, for example, not that part of your inventory, sorry, my gear. If I go to my gear, for example, you can see that I only have so many slots, right? And if you're like me, you know, you don't want to keep going back and forth to all the vendors, you know, at least not as frequently, and you want to be able to hold more because, you know, the best way to get rid of them is either dismantling them, or destroying them, which is kind of pointless, because you could sell them, right? So you want to make money off of them at the very least, right? So you want to be able to hold more so you don't got to run back and forth as frequently. Now, what you're going to do is once you unlock so many, you're going to go to the challenges tab, okay? So we're going to go to the challenges tab. You're going to go down to exploration, and you can see that there's one section that says Merlin Trials. Now, the first one you unlock after solving 2, okay? And that's going to increase your inventory to 24. The second one, I actually don't know yet. I waited just for you guys. So the second one, let's go see. When we unlock the second one, it is going to increase our gear to 28 slots, okay? So there we go. We got 28 slots. We're going to go back. We're going to go back to exploration, and you can see to get the second one, you have to solve 6 Merlin Trials. The next one's going to be 10. If you haven't figured this out yet, it's basically by 4s, right? So it's 2, 6, 10. We're going to unlock this one. Go back to the inventory just to make sure. Sorry, gear section to make sure how much you unlock, just if in case you guys are wondering. 32. So I guess we're getting 4 every single challenge that we unlock. Now we're going to go back down to exploration, and we're going to do this one here, which is to complete 14. We're going to go back to the gear, and if everything goes as planned, yeah, okay, so it's an additional 4, and you can see I got all these extra spaces now, which is really, really nice. So the last one's going to be 40, so you can go up to 40 slots total. Now, if I go back really quick to the challenges before we jump into this, in case you're wondering, well, how many are there for the last one? You got to do 20 more. So if you go 20 plus 14 plus 10 plus 6 plus 2, that's 50. There are 50 scattered in the overworld. Now, if you don't want any spoilers, skip ahead a few seconds. Okay, I'm going to show you the entire overworld map. I don't think it's going to spoil much really, except that it's going to show you the map. But I'm going to show you guys where at least a lot of them are located for the most part. Okay, so I did all the ones pretty much over here except for a couple. But just for example, if I zoom in and I kind of start to scroll down, again, I did a lot of the ones that are over here, and then where I stopped is kind of right here. So I got a bunch here. There's a couple here. There's some here, and you can kind of see how far they go. There's all the way down to the very bottom of the map, right? So you can see how far they spread, all the way literally to the very bottom of the map. So there's 50 scattered across the world. You just got to kind of go around, and they should pop up as you unlock the map itself. I don't think you actually have to fly over them, because I surely did not do that, and yet they're all here on the map. So you just got to unlock the map. Okay, now that we've done this super lengthy intro, how on earth do you go about doing them? All right, let's go jump into the next portion. All right, so first things first, you're going to need Mallowsweet, because you got to drop Mallowsweet leaves on the trials themselves. So you can actually go buy some at various, you know, wandering shops across the region. Or the better way is you go to Hogsmeade across the bridge and kind of like the western side here. There's the Magic Neep or whatever it's called. You go to this guy and he has the Mallowsweet seeds for 200. It's very, very cheap to buy. So you can buy those for 200 and you can plant them in small pots. You could obviously either do this in herbology class, or once you unlock the room of requirement, you could do that here as well. It takes 10 minutes to grow. You can obviously have a couple you know, different tables running them if you do have the room of requirement already open, but you're going to need to get them. So get those and we can move on to the next part. So let's get into the trials. This is going to be in no particular order, but the first one we're going to be covering is these balls on these pillars. You can find them around the trials. This one just so happens to be all in like my general kind of same area. They're all together, but they can be hidden behind trees, different things like that. Don't be afraid to kind of shy away from the main kind of place a little bit. You're just going to shoot them with your normal blast and that's it. No special spells, just shoot them all and that's it. That's the trial. Easy peasy. The next trial, again in no particular order, is going to be these broken statues. So whenever you start the Merlin trial, you're going to see these statues kind of close by that are going to just break, and you're going to have to use Reparo on it. That's really that simple. So Reparo is a spell you learn pretty early in the game, so use Reparo on all the statues if it seems like it's not ending soon enough, or not soon enough, but if it's not, you know, ending the trial, then you've obviously missed one. So look around. It could be like 3 or 4 statues, give or take. I think it might be a little bit random. So once you repair the last statue, you're good to go, and there you have it. You got that other trial done. So the next trial that you may encounter, and again, these trials are very, very random, right? There's 9 different ones that you can encounter. I don't know what you call this. I just call it destroy the big bricks, and basically you just got to destroy it. So for this case, you know, I'm using the blast spell. Again, you don't learn it too late into the game. Most of these spells you're going to need for most of these trials you can find within the first maybe like 8 to 10 hours of the game. The last one is going to be Flipendo, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. But anyway, so look around for these bricks, and again, you can see that they could be scattered everywhere. They could be up top, they could be hidden behind vines. They're generally in the same kind of vicinity, whatever the word is. But just look around, you know, it should be close-ish by, but sometimes you might have to travel a little bit away to find them. So destroy the blocks, and that is that trial complete. So for the next one, I call this one Lumos, or Lumos, whatever how you pronounce it, butterflies. So basically you're going to find these kind of pillars, right? There's going to be these kind of like, I guess, bricks, and there's going to be like a crystal inside of them. And nearby in the general kind of area, you're going to find these kind of groups of butterflies. It's probably easier to do this at night. You can fast forward time by opening up your map and clicking down. I think it was on L3 or R3. I can't remember. But anyways, you basically, you're going to just find these butterflies. And again, because they glow, that's why I say they're easier at night. And you're going to use Lumos to bring it over to these crystals, okay? Because they're going to be attracted to the light on your wand, and you're just going to bring them over to the crystals. There's 3 different crystals. This is what they look like right here. And once you do all 3, you're going to be done the trial. It's going to be that simple. Again, you can, you know, make sure to look around the general area because they could be, you know, kind of scattered a little bit. You've seen a crystal just under me right there, and the butterflies are all the way up here. So you can see they can be a little bit separated, right? Don't be afraid to kind of wander a little bit, you know, not extremely far, but you might wander a little further than you would think you would have to. So do all 3 of the crystals and you're pretty much good to go. And also keep in mind, by the way, the butterflies could be hidden behind like vines you might have to burn down and different things like that. So that is a possibility. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, so this one I call timed fire baskets. I actually have no idea what to call it. So basically, you're going to see around the general area, and again, these things can be hidden. You're going to see these different kind of pillars with these baskets on them. And some of them are going to have different heights. So as you've seen, I just shot the shorter one first. You don't want to do that. You want to shoot the tallest one first because they're timed. So basically what happens is once you shoot them, the pillar is going to start to drop. And if you shoot the shortest one first, that's going to give you no time to shoot the other ones. So if you shoot the tallest one first, then there's more time for that pillar to come all the way down, and you shoot the medium length one next. And it took me a second to figure that out, by the way. But anyways, once I figured it out, I was able to shoot them all. So again, you're going to look for the 3 baskets. You're going to shoot the tallest one first, the medium one second, the shortest one third. You still need to be quick because again, these are timed and will reset if you don't do it fast enough. So that's that challenge. Congratulations, you've done another one, and we can move on to the next one. This one, I don't even know what to call it. I just call it Flipendo blocks. You're going to need the Flipendo spell, which is going to be the last spell you're going to learn out of all of these spells you need for all of these. So if you have Flipendo already, you should be able to do every single one of these trials. So basically what you're going to do is you can see there's all these symbols, and you're going to want these symbols to face the same direction. And so they're going to have to face, you know, for example, if the symbol is facing up, you want the symbol on the top one to face up. Now keep in mind that whatever side you use Flipendo on, you're going to see that it rotates the brick a very certain way, and that's going to be your kind of hint on how to rotate these things. Took me a little bit of time to figure that out. I struggled on the second one, but the point being is that you just figure out, you know, how the brick is rotating when you hit it from a particular side, and that's going to help you know how to rotate it. It's kind of like a Rubik's Cube, right? You got to think of it in that term. If you can think of it in terms of a Rubik's Cube, which I'm not really good at personally, I don't know if you guys are. If you are, then maybe you'll have a great time at this. I don't know. Then that might help you out. That's the best advice I can give you. But again, you need to know the spell Flipendo. It can take a little bit of trial and error, as you can see with my second one here. But once you get all three done, there's going to be 3 different pillars. Usually, if for some reason you do 3 and the trial hasn't ended, that means there's a 4th one. Because, again, it does seem a little bit random at times. So keep that in mind. Then just look around for any additional ones. So hopefully that helps you out, and we can move on to the next one. All right, so we're 2/3 done. This one is going to be giant ball into a dome. Think about if you guys ever played The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. There's been some kind of puzzles in there. I'm pretty sure this is inspired from it. You're going to find a giant ball and a dome. And basically what you want to do is you're going to use 1 or 2 different spells to basically pull it into the dome. Either pull or push. You can find these things way, way, way up. These things can be up on a hill. So if you ever see a long hill kind of close by to the trial, climb all the way up the hill and you'll find it. But basically you're going to either use Accio or to pull it, or you're going to use a different spell, which is going to be Dispendo or Depulso, I guess is how you pronounce it. Depulso, excuse me. So Depulso or Accio to either push or pull. If it doesn't work using Accio, just use Depulso, whatever I just said. That's the pushing one. So there's a pull and a push spell, and those will help you get this one done. Again, it could be way up on a mountain. You'll have to roll it down the mountain, so keep that in mind. All right, so this one is very simple. It's just a jumping puzzle. So close by, you'll see a bunch of, you know, kind of pillars, if you will. And what you got to do is you got to start on one, and you just got to jump from one to one to one. This is probably one of the easiest ones that I'm showing you guys. But there will be some where you might have some objects that you're going to have to kind of, you know, destroy or push off some of the, you know, some of these pillars. But it's basically just a jumping puzzle. So it's very simple, very easy to do, and not really much else to say about that. So good luck, and hopefully you guys get them done. So this one, I don't really know what to call it. Little balls into sockets, I guess. There's going to be 3 pedestals located kind of surrounding the Merlin Trial, and in the general area you're going to find groups of balls. They're going to be groups of 5. You got to drag all 5. I know there's only 4 holes in the socket, but one of the balls goes on top of the 4 balls that go in the socket. It's really weird. You'll see how they kind of pile up. So you're looking for groups of 5 balls together. Again, you can use Revelio like anything else to see where these are located. I forgot to mention that earlier, but even for the, you know, other trials, you can use Revelio, and you'll see them as blue icons, kind of, you know, in the I guess overworld or whatever you would call that. So there's one there that I just did. Now, again, you're just going to keep looking around and searching around for the other pedestals. There's going to be 3 total, and you're going to find usually the group of 5 balls together kind of close by, right? They could be, like I said, a little bit away. You're going to have to drag them. And if I didn't already mention this, you're using Accio, okay? So Accio is going to be the spell that you're going to be using for this one. So make sure you have Accio. Again, Accio is probably like one of the very first spells you learn anyways. So assuming that you're even early game, you should be able to get these trials done. So do that for all 3. Once you do that, that's going to be it, and you're going to be completed this trial as well. And that is the 9th one. That is the final one. So now you know how to complete all 9 trials. Again, you're going to have a bunch of different spells. Once you've learned Flipendo, which is going to be the last spell you have to learn, unless you skip, I guess, a bunch of the assignments. So make sure you're always doing the extra assignments that your professors give you. And if you do that, you should be golden. You should be good to go, and you should be able to get all of these spells and all of these trials completed. Like I said, there's 50 scattered across the world, 50 scattered that you need to get done for an increase to get your gear slots up to 40. So I think it's worth doing. You get a little bit of XP along the way as well, and you get to kind of explore the world, and they're fun little puzzles. So I hope this video helped you guys out. If it did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more. If it didn't help you guys out, if you didn't enjoy it, let me know why in the comments section below so I can improve the content in the future. Otherwise, hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Have fun with your playthrough of Hogwarts Legacy, and I'll see you guys soon in another one. Tell them, friends, game on, and thanks for watching.